Well, I got news for you. It's going to get worse from here. So they did a package last week, MJF's business that he did, and then here comes Wheeler Useless storming to the ring. And I'm thinking, is this a rib? We're going to get more of this. What MJF is doing with Useless would be good if Useless was a star. But he's not. He looks like a guy using the internet at the library. And that's the problem here. They're doing big wrestling angles with talent that can't carry the ball, or that nobody's going to give a shit about, or that the only possible people that are going to care are the ones that are already there because they love everybody. But when they love everybody in the building because they bought a ticket and left their homes and gone to see this on purpose. But people on TV are going, what the fuck is this? So.
But hey, look, that's not the reaction Tony wants. Tony cares about what people say on message boards, and Tony cares about what people say on Twitter. That's what he really cares about.
Well, Useless goes out and calls out MJF because he's mad that MJF roughed up Shivani last week. And again, he promos like he's over. And if he just looked different and was indeed over and was a name and it. Anyway, here comes MJF.
And that was his hometown.
And he's in his hometown, Philadelphia. And finally, once MJF got to work, they were with Useless a little bit better because he ripped Philly, ripped Shivani. You know, he backhandedly kind of put Useless over, which you have to do because if you told the truth, then everybody just turned the TV off. And MJF finally got the shut the fuck up chant and then buried Joe Frazier and the Phillies. Have you noticed they're bleeping shit now, finally? Thankfully. Yuta fired up. The last of this promo, if it was anybody but him, it would have been good, but it's still fucking Yuta. And then the ass boys come out to back MJF up, and MJF agrees to face Yuta next week in Washington, D.C. And then MJF leaves and the Guns do his catchphrase. If they're using Yuta as just a cannon fodder to put heat on MJF, I'll work with it. But if this is a highly competitive match and it looks like that Yuta belongs with MJF in the ring, then we're all doomed. We're all doomed. What'd you think about the promo?
I didn't like it as much as you did. And I said it a few times already. I'll say it again. Garcia, and especially Yuta, are Tony Khan's Eric Watts. And especially Yuta, because it just doesn't feel like he's ready. It doesn't feel like it's time. It felt like, all right, I'm going to go out there and do my first real big promo. I'm ready. Here I go. Like, it didn't feel natural to me at all. MJF was great. He's always great. But he needs someone to work with. Hopefully this ends at the next event and then MJF moves on to something and someone else. But Yuta's a talented guy, but they're pushing him at a point where he's not ready for this yet. At least I don't think so.
And say, now that's you say, well, I like the promo better than you did. I've been watching a lot of WWF promos lately. And Yuta, the promo he did, because of just the fact that he had some emotion and wasn't just reciting scripted verbiage, would have probably been in the upper 10 percentile of WWF promos these days. Now, grading on an overall historical curve, it still sucked, but nevertheless,